Namaste, Vanakkam and Swagatam to all of you and welcome. And first of all, happy Navaratri 2020 to all of you as Navaratri started today. And we are on day 1 and it's auspicious for Durga Devi, that's Kriya Shakti. So just to start, again, welcoming you all and we'll start with our theme.
Kriya Shaktiyum Nicha Shaktiyum Jnana Shaktiyum Kriya Shaktiyum Nicha Shaktiyum Jnana Shaktiyum Durga
So again, welcome, and to start our day 1, as you all saw on the poster released yesterday, we have Yogasadhaki Tejaswi with us, and to give a short introduction about her to all of you. Tejaswi is a retired IT professional and now a full-time yoga sadhaki. She became a member of the Gitananda family when she joined as a student in Team 51 in 2019. She loves music, cooking, and reading. She has played a major role in my recent life as a partner in singing. She lives in Mumbai. She is married to Mr. Kumar and blessed with 2 wonderful children, Shashank and Shama. The 3 adorable bees, our dogs in the ashram, Bhumi, Beami, and Bukash, are her sincere lovers. So this is just something to tell about her, and we are going to have her on stage for the next few minutes, and she's going to give us a wonderful account on Lord Durga Devi, and she's going to give us wonderful stories and looking up for all of that. So join us and welcome to this. So welcoming Tejaswi on stage.
Namaste, everybody. Yeah, it's an honor and a pleasure to be part of Divya's next project, and I'm so thrilled that she has included me as part of it. And yeah, like she said, we are singing partners, and I no words to say how happy I am to be here. Thank you. And wish everybody a very happy Navaratri. And yeah, I'm hoping everybody's having a very good celebration. Yeah. Today Divya has requested me to talk about some tales about Durga, Lord Durga. So Navaratri is basically 9 nights, and in the south of India, it's divided into 3. Which is the first 3 days is for Durga, the second 3 days is for Lakshmi, and the next 3 days is for Saraswati. Just a small significance of this, it is, in some places it's equated to different phases in our life, where the first 3 is talking about the beginning phase of life, where we are gaining energy, and then the next phase is about gaining wealth. And when we are talking about wealth, we are not talking only about money, it's also about spiritual wealth. And the third phase is where we share the knowledge that we have gained over the years of our life. So this is another way of interpreting it. Now talking about Durga, like I said, in South, it's divided into 3, but in the north of India, there are 9 forms of Durga. It's said to be, just what do you call? They are different aspects of Durga. Durga was created. Durga Devi was created from the energies or the Shaktis, which was put together by the three Trinity, Brahma, Vishnu, and Shiva, to defeat the demon Mahishasura. But there are a lot of stories and a lot of legends, and I just want to, share my screen to give you the depictions of the 9 forms of Durga as they are represented in the north of India. So I request Divya to let me share my screen. Yeah. Oh, sorry. So I'll just start my share screen. So even though these deities are worshipped on different days, but there is a particular form in which, for example, Siddhidatri is the first form. She's like the Adi Shakti, where what they say is that she was Arupa, or she didn't have a form, and she came from the left side of Shiva. So it's like Shiva and Shakti were together, and then Shakti was formed from the left. And that's why Shiva is called Ardhanarishwar. Okay, she sits on a kamal and rides a lion, and depicted with 4 hands. Most of the forms of Durga have got different number of hands. But if you see, some of the common ones will be, there will be a lotus, and many of them will have the Varada Mudra, which is the boon giving, and the Abhaya Mudra, which is saying, don't fear, I'm here with you. Yeah. So this is the first form, Siddhidatri, and she's said to have bestowed Siddhi even to Shiva and Vishnu and Brahma. Then there is Kushmanda, who is worshipped on the 4th day of Navaratri. She is supposed to reside in the sun. Apparently there was total darkness, but she went and sat in the sun, and then she, with her energy, she created that light. She started so that, she could give the sun the power to share his energy with the universe. She rides a lioness, and she's got 8 hands. One is a kamandal, which is the water pot, dhanush or bow, the arrow, kamal, the lotus, and then on the right and the left hand, she's got the pot of nectar, the japamala, rosary, gada or mace, and the discus. She is said to have, so many of them, a few of them also have a relation with the chakras that are there in the human body. And she's said to be the reigning deity of the Anahata chakra. The third form that we worship is Brahmacharyani, and she is worshipped on the 2nd day of Navaratri. Brahmacharyani is said to be that form of Durga, of Shakti, okay, who performs a very strong penance to get Shiva, okay, and she's depicted to war, and like they say that she had to, perform real penance to get married to Shiva, okay, and I'm sorry, just give me a second. I'm trying to adjust something here. Yeah. And then after that, Shiva married her, and she's said to be the deity of the Swadhisthana chakra. Shailaputri. So I don't know how many of you know the story of Sati, where Sati was born to Daksha, who was the son of Brahma. But Sati wanted to marry Shiva, and Daksha was not very happy with it, because Shiva was this wild-looking person who lived with Ganas, and he had a snake, and but still Sati went ahead and married him. And when Daksha performed a huge yajna, he did not invite Shiva. Sati still went there, and she was insulted, and she jumped into the fire and she burned herself. I'll talk about that a little later. But so Parvati, or Shailaputri, is supposed to be the next incarnation of Sati, who comes back and gets married to Shiva. Okay, and she's considered to be the purest form of Shiva. She represents the earth element, the Mooladhara chakra, and she's got a lotus flower in her hand, Trishul, and she rides the Nandi. So this is the form of, so where Brahmacharyani was again a form of Sati, she performed penance, and then in the Shailaputri form, she got married to Shiva, and she's said to be the mother of Ganesha and Kartikeya. Then we have Maha Gauri. She's worshipped on the 8th day of Navaratri. So here again, there's a story that when Parvati performed penance, she was covered by dust and dirt, and she was very black. And then Shiva got the Ganga onto her and then cleaned her out. So she's supposed to be very pure and white. She wears white and fair complexion. She's supposed to be one of the most beautiful of the Navadurgas. She's depicted as with 4 arms. She rides the bull, the Nandi, and then she's got the Varada and Abhaya Mudra. And the next is Chandrakanta. Now Chandrakanta is, these are all forms of Parvati once she was married to Shiva. And she's supposed to have a moon on her forehead, and her voice was like the bell. And when she spoke, she just drove away all the demons. She has 10 hands, and she's got the bow, arrow, trishul, sword, mace, everything, rosary, lotus, kamandal, and she is said to be the deity of the Manipura chakra. Skanda Mata is Skanda. Skanda is under name for Muruga or Kartikeya, and so this form is where she's the mother of Kartikeya, and she carries a lotus. She's got Skanda on her lap, and she has Katyayani. Now this is the form of Durga, who was created to kill Mahishasura. This great Rakshasa Mahishasura got a boon from Brahma that he would not get killed by a man or an animal. And the bloated ego that he had, he did not consider that he could be killed by a woman. So Katyayani is that form of Durga who was created by the energies of the Trishakti, the Trinity, that is Brahma, Vishnu, Shiva, and all the gods. Like Vishnu gave him the Sudarshana Chakra, Shiva the trident, Varuna the Shankha, or the conch shell, Agni the dart, Vayu a bow. So everybody, all the gods gave her weapons to equip her to kill Mahishasura. And then Mahishasura requested her, he said he wanted to get married to her, and then they had a battle and he killed her. She killed him. Now, Kanyakumari, which is in south of India. So, I just wanted to, I'm so sorry, I got so stressed out, I forgot that I wanted to start this with the the Gayatri mantras. Is it too late to do it now? We can do that? Okay. So, I'm sorry, I was just a little tense. So, I just want to say the Gayatri mantras now, and then we will continue with this. So, we should have started this with the beginning. I really apologize. So, we start with the Ganesha Gayatri, then the Durga Gayatri and the Guru Gayatri. Divya, will you join me?
Okay.
Yeah. Om Tadganeshaya Vidmahe Vakratundaya Dhimahi Tanno Dantihi Prachodayate. And now the Durga Gayatri. Om Katyayanaya Vidmahe Kanyakumari Dhimahi Tanno Durga Prachodayate. And then the Guru Gayatri, I have to seek the blessings of Swamiji. Om Tat Paramparyaya Vidmahe Jnana Lingeshwaraya Dhimahi Tanno Guru Prachodayate. Om Yogamaharishi, Dr. Swami Gitananda Giri Guru Maharaj ki Jai. I'm sorry, I totally missed. I was very nervous, so that's the only excuse I have. So actually, this Katyayani reminded me of this. So Katyayanaya Vidmahe. So Katyayani is that form of Durga who was created to kill Mahishasura. And Kanyakumari is said to be the virgin form, one more form of Shakti, who was, she wanted to marry Shiva, and then Shiva was supposed to be, Shiva was supposed to go to Kanyakumari to get married to her, but there was this Asura called Bana, who who got a boon that he would be killed only by a unmarried girl. And so Narada did his normal tricks, and then he delayed Shiva coming there, and then Kanyakumari defeated Bana. Now, what it said is that when the whole Sati Daksha Yajna happened, where Sati jumped into the fire and killed herself, Shiva got so angry that he started dancing. He did the Tandav, carrying her body. And nobody could control his rage. So Vishnu is said to have cut her body with the discus. And her body got distributed into 51 parts. And those are the 51 Shakti Pithas which are there in and around India, because there's some in Nepal, some in Pakistan. And Kanyakumari is one of them, where the spine of the spine is the back, that is the Kanda is supposed to be in Kanyakumari. So that is the story of. So when we say the Guru Gayatri, the Durga Gayatri, we get these names, Katyayana and Kanyakumari. And this is the story of both of them. And then there is Kalratri, which is supposed to be the fiercest form of Durga. And she's, what do you say? She's got a thunderbolt. But so where she's got a thunderbolt and she's wearing a necklace, she's also got the Abhaya and Varada mudras. What basically this is that where they say Navaratri is a day where Navaratri is a time where there is a defeat of evil or victory of good over evil. There are different stories, there are different demons, but then it comes back to say that it's actually the 10 evils which are within us that it's depicted through stories which we are trying to defeat. And these evils are basically Kama, Krodha. Kama is lust, Krodha is anger, Lobha is greed, then attachment, then you've got ego, fear, jealousy or Irsha, Jadta or inertia, Nafrat or hatred, and jealousy. So these are the 10 days of Dasera, or the 9 nights and 10 days are one interpretation. It is basically about getting rid of the evil within us. And it's through these stories that it's depicted. So that is, a short share of my understanding of the stories of Durga. Yeah. Is there any question that you have for me?
Well, not really, but
Yeah.
maybe, as we end, usually I never go without questioning the people who are part of my series.
Yeah.
So, well, just a general question. Have you had any personal experience or, as a family that you have experienced the power or the Shakti of Durga or just anything in your life?
I mean, Devi Shakti, see, so our family is from Kerala, and what do you call, the Kula Devi, we have a Kula Devi, each village has that. And it's supposed to be very, their power is very strong. I don't remember, I can't put my finger on any specific incident as such. Just one thing that I've realized that even though Durga and Kali and all are supposed to be fierce forms of Shakti, but they are benevolent. And there is a small bhajan that I want to share, which depicts that, which is like, Shanta Durge Shanti Swarupini Shamala Komala Manamohini Shanta Durge Shanti Swarupini Shamala Komala Manamohini Shanta Adi Anadi Ananta Swarupini Adi Anadi Ananta Swarupini Moksha Pradayini Narayani Moksha Pradayini Narayani Shanta Bhakti Daini Vishwarupini Bhakti Daini Vishwarupini Antaryamini Katyayani Antaryamini Katyayani Shanta Durge Shanti Swarupini Shamala Komala Manamohini Shanta. So, like, the meaning of the song itself is that, right? That even though she's supposed to be a fierce form of Shakti, talking about Shanta, Shanti Swarupini, Shamala, Komala, which is all like, soft, benevolent nature. So what they're saying is if you pray to her, she's really very benevolent to her devotees. And it's when the evil comes in that her fierce form comes in.
Lovely, Tejaswi. Thank you very much. And I'm sure that everyone enjoyed and we learned a lot because actually, as you said in the beginning, in the south, the Navadurgas are not so, not much known. Like it's actually here and there, like only few people even know that there are 9 forms. Because for us, we are so used to the Ashtalakshmi and Durga and Saraswati remain as a single, we don't think of the forms. Yeah. So thank you, Tejaswi, for giving us a wonderful insight of each of the 9 forms and when they are celebrated and a little bit of the stories here and there. Yeah.
I tried learning a song, but I couldn't, so I didn't even make an effort.
Yeah. Maybe we could see your Gulu because we can see a lovely background there.
Sure. So, what I have here is the Shaktis.
Yes.
So this is the Ashtalakshmi, and then the Durga Lakshmi Saraswati. Then there is Annapurneshwari. Should I take it closer? I think I should. Yeah. Yeah. And then this is I can't. Can I see anything? Yeah, this is Rajarajeshwari. Yeah,
Yes.
Annapurneshwari
Yes.
Durga. And this is actually, there was an uncle whom we know who made this temple. So he gave me when he goes, this is handmade, it's a Guruvayur temple that he has made. And this is my Kuti Golu. With, yeah, so like the top shelf has got the same thing now. You've got Durga, Lakshmi, Saraswati, Ganesha, Kartikeya, and then there is Ardhanarishwar and Vishnu, Ananta Shayanam. And that is a Pandharpur yeah, and that's my Marapachi dressed up as a Kerala uncle and auntie. And here you've got your basically in Golu, what they say is the upper shelf you keep the gods and goddesses, and on the lower shelf you have more of the householder things. So you've got the shopkeepers, and then you've got a wedding.
Yeah.
And here I've got all my. So this is my Ayyappa. Yeah, I made that. The Padinalapadi of Ayyappa. You should sing that song. And then this is my Muruga corner with a little, yeah. And then there's a little wedding. That's Balaji, Tirupati. And then we've got different avatars of Krishna. That is the Sudama story of Krishna. And then this is Krishna with the gopis. And that's Radha Krishna. And yeah. And this is my little Devi here.
Nice.
Yeah. So, yeah. Can you see her fully?
Yes, we can see her.
Yeah. So that is my little Golu.
So yes, I'm sure that everyone had a nice time seeing Tejaswi's lovely Golu there and the wonderful lights there, because I thought of keeping this to the end because we had to have the stories first and then, a nice conclusion to it. So thank you, Tejaswi. We had a lovely time with you.
Thank you. I'm sorry I messed up in the middle earlier. I hope people excuse me for my nervousness.
No, I'm sure everyone understands. So yes, thank you, Tejaswi.
Thank you for having me. Thank you very much.
Thank you. So we are finished the first part of day one, and now we have the chanting from our beloved family in Italy, Maha Gauri Ashram. They've sent us some lovely devotional chanting for Durga Devi. So let's have that in line.
Swami
So we had a wonderful chant done by our beloved family in Italy. I really enjoyed it, and I'm sure you all enjoyed it. So powerful, wasn't it? We are invoking the Shakti. On the first day, we have had such a wonderful experience, and we must end it with some Natyam. So we have the singing, we have the story, and then we have the Natyam. So what more does Durga Devi want from us? So let's have a special appearance by Swamini Atmananda from the Gitananda Ashram, Italy. She has danced to an offering for Durga Devi. So join us. So that was a wonderful rendition, wasn't it? It was just awesome, and she really brought in the Shakti and a lovely ending to it with Aigiri Nandini and our pranams to Durga Devi. So I think that's a good place to conclude day one of this series, Navaratri Kala Yajna. So welcoming you all for the upcoming days also, and hope this is beneficial for you in this time, because we are in hard times now, but still in these hard times, how we can come up and do our best. That's the most important thing. So thank you for your support, for your blessings, and for your care and everything. So thank you, and see you all tomorrow.